All right, all right. Welcome back, everyone. Thank you guys for joining me today. As always, I want to say hi to my mom and dad. Hi, mom. Hi, dad. I love you guys so much. And to the community and everyone who's interacted with my last two videos, thank you guys so much. It's been really cool to see the interaction when it comes to supporting healers. The community has a lot to say, and I just think it's cool that we can all come talk, even though we don't agree at a lot of the stuff. I just think it's excellent that we can come talk and kind of continue to think about how at the end of the day, how Overwatch can be improved when it comes to their game, their support, and just the overall quality of life. And with that, there's a lot of kind of news that did come out today from today and last week. And one of the main things is kind of the way Microsoft is handling games and the few surprises that came out today that's going to be hitting Sony. So let's jump right into first of all, Overwatch season. It's a lot of fun. I've really enjoyed what they've done for this season. It's weird because they just did a few quality of like life changes when it comes to healers. Oh, I'm sorry, their DPS and tanks and DPS right now just seems good. I think I'm not really having an issue when it comes to healers. Ironically, I don't know if it has to do with the ability to heal, self heal, but everything's just quality game when I'm playing. I really haven't had much to complain about. I'm not really sure if you have, and if you have, just go ahead and leave a comment down, and we'll talk about it because so far I'm good to go. Season Pass, incredible. It's a really good. When it comes to design of the work, Blizzard really shines when it comes to the aesthetic of just creepy stuff. Diablo, if you guys look as an artist and just the perspective of what they do, they're just they just do that so well, and it's just really out of this world. So the fact that they've brought that over to Overwatch, and they made the whole season like this, the whole like the characters and the designs and the emblems, it's just like they shine so good. So I'm really excited that they did that. It does feel like it should have been maybe almost a Halloween theme, but those are just minor things. I don't like that they did put what's his name, Bastion and Winston, because aesthetically they don't match. They don't. I don't like that they do that. They just don't match when it comes to the design of the season. They did put Lifeweaver and what's his name, Sigma in the $40 value pack, and it just kind of seems gimmicky. And I just really wish that those characters were there. But minor details. If you are thinking about buying the value pack, I did break it down. The If you buy those two characters individually that are in the past, it is just going to cost you $40. And if you buy that mega pack, you do get those characters for 40, but then you also get 2,000 points, gold points. That's really important because then in theory, if you're able to contain yourself from buying actual things, you can then pretty much buy the next two season without having to worry if you have enough gold. And then you get to skip the 20 tier or 25 tier. And if you know, actually, if you skip it, it does charge you 100 points. So, $25, I guess, which is kind of ludicrous, or maybe more, that you have to, that's even a thing. But hey, it's there. It's pretty good. I don't know. Maybe I'll buy it. Maybe I won't. But so far, season's really good. Two things I do kind of give a little like slash or little like to it is the fact that both the rank system just feels kind of weird. Like they made it seem like you were gonna get a lot of detail, a lot of information, or maybe just that's how I interpret it. That a lot of information when it came to like where you're gonna land in your rank and like why you're gonna hit that, or hey, like maybe you need to adjust this. And that's just not the case. You go in there, you do have to win, or you have to complete 7 matches, I believe. I think it's seven, and each time you complete a competitive match, whether you lose or don't lose, it gives you an idea of where the system think it's going to place you. So you might land in bronze, gold, gold 4, gold 5, platinum 2, whatever the case is, grandmaster, master, diamond. But it's like, hey, like, hey man, like you look like you're going to be a millionaire one day, and it's like, okay, it's how like how is that the case? What am I gonna do to get that? So I just kind of wish that we had more information when it came to this. It really isn't like you don't really know why you're landing in there. Like, are you getting too many kills? Are you not getting enough kills? Are you healing? Are you not healing enough? Are you healing too much? Are you doing too much medication? Are you dying too much? Like there really isn't a way to understand to then go into competitive and say like, okay, like I want to hit this and this is what I need to do. So I really wish that they kind of fix that and just give us a bit more information. So then that way, as a player, we're making the right calls or we're doing the right things in order for ourselves and our teams to then continue to be competitive. Because the more information you have, I feel like the better the pool of community. Where the community comes and plays because they're understanding what they're doing as opposed to leaving us kind of like you're guessing and it's like, well, I guess I'm not going to play this. But minor details. And the final one for this is the jade weapons. I think it's such a horrible design. It's pretty bad. It just looks like they took gold and then they said, all right, let's just transition into green. And now it's jade. And it just doesn't show anything that is jade. The reflection, the design, like we think about jade, we know what it looks like. And just that's not the case here. It just gold painted green. And they're making you grind more. And then what they did too is that before you would play every game you won, you would get 25 competitive points. Now, what they did is they make you work harder, and I just don't understand the thought process behind this. Like, why make your if you already have a system in place, why do you have to make it more grindy? Like you're just getting a gold gun that really is just a reflection of gold. I'm sorry, a green gun that's just a reflection of what gold looks like. So now they're making you work harder, play more games to just get the green gun. Obviously everyone's trying to grind for that, everyone's trying to win that, but you were already giving 25 points. Why take away that? Why have it be work, have us work harder just to get that? Like, it just doesn't make sense as a consumer and as a player. Like, for them, yeah, you're spending more time, but you're killing any good will you have for the game itself, because although you're doing well, then it turns around and it's like, man, you're making us work harder. And then my daughter did point out that she thinks that next year, if you guys don't know, that at the end of the year, any current competitive points you have, they will then turn back into legacy points. So she came out and said, "Hey, what if they're going to do a new color skin next season?" And I said, "Oh, that makes a lot of sense, because why would they reset your competitive points if that's not the case?" Again, all just a theory. She had a good point, and we have to look out for that, because what if next season now they're like, "Hey, it's, I don't know, black." And it's like, now instead of getting 10 points, you're getting 5 points per win. It's like, come on, man. Like, at what point do we have to say enough is enough? But aside from that, the season right now is excellent. I'm having a good time. I'm playing way more competitive. The season is worth it. Buy it. There's a cool Roadhog skin, and I think it's excellent. And now moving on to Halo. Halo, if you guys are a fan of Halo, I think it's a great time to also jump in. They've done a lot of good quality life changes to the game. There's a lot of playlists. They have Infection. They have something called Husky Raid. Husky Raid is it's just mayhem. It's really fun. I love it. It's just you're in a pretty much straight line map. A team spawns on B side, you spawn on A, and you're meeting each other, and you're trying to take each other's flag, and you're spawning in with crazy weapons. Although for whatever reason, when my team plays, we always get the crappy weapons, but then the other team has like rockets every 2 seconds. But it's really fun. The season pass, the way they do seasons 343 has always been, I think, top tier, and they should be commended for that. If you don't finish your season, you don't lose it. Like most of Overwatch, Apex, and Destiny, right? Like if we think about those games, if you don't complete the season, it's gone. That's it. Goodbye. We're not seeing those again. And with 343 and Halo, if you don't complete the season, it doesn't just go away. You're able to finish it at your time and at your pace when you're ready. And that's actually what I'm currently doing. I lost interest a while back, but I'm jumping right back in because it is a lot of fun, and my season's still there. And like, hey, you missed a season? Look, all the seasons are still there. Obviously, you do have to buy them, because what seasons don't, or what game company you don't have to buy a season pass. The only thing I don't like is that they went from having 100 tiers in the last 2 seasons. They slowly just trickled them. They went from, I believe they went from 100 to 50. And now they're at 20 tier, but they're still charging $100. Hey, future me here. I didn't mean to say 100. I meant to say $10. They're charging $10. It's just like, again, they're trying, as consumers, they're trying to take everything, all the money from us, and not give us like the value for that. And this is why I really started this channel. Like, I really want the community to feel like we're buying something and the value should be there, right? Like, we shouldn't have to think about, like, if you buy a shirt or a pants, whatever, shoes, you don't put it away in your closet and then it just disappears because you didn't wear it. It is yours. And it's not like you're going to the shoe store and all of a sudden you have to buy the laces as well, or you have to buy like the insoles as well, because the shoe companies are like, hey, you know what, that used to come with it, but now that's all extra. Like, as the consumers, that just doesn't fly. But and when we come to gaming, we've allowed that to happen. These micro transactions, micro meaning very, very small, have now become mega transactions, and it's all there. So aside from that, I think both Overwatch and Halo this season so far is really excellent. It's really nice to kind of change and play something that's really competitive. I mean, they're both really competitive, but in different points, right? Like, Halo is just really shooter for shooter, first person shooter, and then Overwatch is obviously a team play, and it's really fun to kind of jump to both. Um, and then moving on to what's kind of taken over, I feel like it's what is it, Pokemon Go all over again. But a lot of us cannot play, and that is Helldivers. Helldivers seems to be just taking over the internet for the past week or so. I was sending my squad mates, I was sending them all just like everything because it looked really cool. It really reminded me of ODST. And Helldivers is pretty much that. You jump in, it's just PVE. There's no PvP. You go, you try to pretty much extinguish and defend this planet from bugs and all these different things that are just happening. And I don't know if this is true or not, but it looks like PlayStation players supposedly and PC players are calling for Xbox to have the ability to come help. But I did see that the servers are our capacity, so there are players saying like, "Hey, that's not going to help. We can't even get into the game." But it's just everyone's playing because it's really cool. But I think it'd be really awesome because as Xbox players, we've been jumping from orbit down to kick ass because of ODST. So I think it'd be really cool to do that and to merge to have some of these games like that really aren't exclusive, meaning like they're not mascots of that company, be part just at a like allow it to just be part of the community where Switch, Sony, Xbox, and PC players, where PC players also get the ability to play these games because they're not mascots, like I said, and that's what exactly what Halo. I'm sorry, that's exactly what Microsoft announced today slash Xbox. It looks like Hi-Fi Rush, Pendant, I believe, and what is it? Sea of Thieves and Grounded are coming to Sony. It looks like today Hi-Fi Rush was announced, and I think that's excellent. And these are all games that really aren't mascot or flagships of Xbox. I think it would have been really hard if we would have seen Halo and Gears of War go to Sony. These are mascots. These are why we as Xbox players bought Xbox and why we kind of bought into this whole brainwash for Xbox. Although we do think that Sony would probably do a better story when it came to Gears of War and when it comes to Halo, because so far we did get some news that Microsoft, I guess they had pitched, some people had pitched ideas like Helldivers, but for ODST to Microsoft, and it was about 20 to like 30 other titles that they pitched, and Microsoft said no. And if that's the case, then I need to apologize for 343 because that would make sense why Halo 4, 5, and 6 just didn't feel like complete games, and why we've only received like these really rough stories and just incomplete sagas. I feel when it comes to Halo and even Gears of War. Gears of War was an excellent game, and if you've never played them, please go play them. Gears 1 through 3, incredible games. And now it just seems like Sony has pretty much taken all these games or all these companies that Microsoft used to deal with, and just kind of they're making flagships. They're making these incredible stories and games for Sony, and Xbox is trying to figure out what to do. And I really hope Microsoft stays out of whatever ventures we're doing for Halo and Gears and allows Xbox to do Xbox, because I feel like Phil Spencer knows exactly what the gamers want. But it seems like Microsoft kind of holds him back, and I really want Xbox to just succeed because the more competitiveness and like games we have, the better the pool for us as consumer is. Because if you have Sony going at it with Xbox going out with Sony, we as a consumer are getting the best stories. We're getting the best multiplayer experience, right? Like we take pride, and that's what it was years ago, right? Like we were getting cool, crazy Halo games. Nothing came close to that. And then now it's like Halo's trying to imitate everything else. So I really hope that we come, that Microsoft comes and I'm sorry, that Microsoft stays away and Xbox takes over. And finally, I want you guys to kind of take a look around me. This is the reason I hadn't done what is it, like 2 weeks worth of videos, because my wife is an interior designer and she put this whole room together. It's incredible. I was just helping move furniture. We were picking up furniture. We were painting. I was up in the ceilings, and everything you see behind me, she put it together, and it's incredible. It's just she did incredible, and I just can't thank her enough because now I got this really cool backdrop to like make videos. So thank you so much. I will just kind of leave like a quick little tour if you guys want to stick around and see that. It's super, just kind of get a little more detail what's going on around here. But thank you guys so much as always for watching. Let's continue the conversation. Please follow, please like, and please leave comments, and let's hang out. Why not, right? Let's get a beer. I don't know, do we drink, do we talk, do we love what we're doing here on Xbox and Microsoft?